Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to the Explainer. You probably think your Monday morning is a total nightmare because your alarm went off early and the coffee machine is acting up, but I want you to imagine being born in an era where your alarm clock was literally the roar of a saber-toothed tiger, and your breakfast was, well, just you trying to ensure you weren't the breakfast. We're ranking the 5 absolute worst, deadliest periods in human history. We're going from eras that were incredibly bad but survivable, all the way to times where you might as well have just started writing your will the second you arrived.
But first, I really want you to ask yourself, how did you actually get here? Think about it. There's you, there's your dad, his dad, and if you keep going back past the powdered wigs and the chainmail, eventually you'll stumble upon a guy squatting in the dirt, chewing on a beetle, just trying not to die before sundown. That guy is your ancestor. He has absolutely no idea that you, a distant descendant with a modern snack addiction and a mild Wi-Fi dependency, even exist. If you're sitting here watching this, it's because your ancestors were the ultimate survivors. They won a cosmic lottery where the prize was literally just keeping breathing for another hour. Your bloodline is basically an unbroken chain of absolute chads who looked at extinction and said, not today.
Tracing this back, we are looking at the Toba volcano 74,000 years ago, the Ice Age 20,000 years ago, the dawn of agriculture 10,000 years ago, the Mongol invasions in the 13th century, and the Black Death in 1347. This is Vision Mundi, and you should subscribe right now before another supervolcano decides to block out the sun and we lose internet forever. This is your chance to farm some intellectual aura because, let's be real, humanity is always just a few system errors away from total chaos. As I always say, simply human. Let's look at exactly what they had to endure, starting with number 5.
Coming in at number 5, the Ice Age, a literal frozen wasteland.
So, about 20,000 years ago, during the last glacial maximum, the Earth was basically Alaska everywhere. Ice sheets were 2 miles thick, and average global temperatures dropped by 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Living in the Ice Age was honestly like trying to take a shower with a broken heater in the middle of a Chicago winter, except it's 24/7 and you don't even have a towel. To have max aura back then, you had to hunt a 6-ton woolly mammoth, something the size of a school bus using nothing but a sharp stick and pure audacity. Oh, and you also had to dodge the massive cave lion. If your Wi-Fi drops and you start tweaking, you wouldn't last 2 minutes in the frost. Your ancestors were out there 1v1ing mammoths while you're scared of a no-signal icon. And if a giant predator didn't get you, a simple infected cut would, because antibiotics didn't exist. Your only medical care was chewing random plants and praying.
Moving on to number 4. The dawn of agriculture. The bad contract. Roughly 10,000 years ago, humanity decided they were tired of chasing mammoths and settled down in permanent villages to grow wheat and barley. We like to think farming was a massive W, but for the first humans who did it, it was honestly like signing a toxic employment contract. By swapping the nomadic lifestyle for farming, we actually unleashed a total health loss. People actually got shorter. Living close together meant diseases spread like wildfire from hanging out with cows too much. Their diets lost protein, they got massive vitamin deficiencies, and their teeth rotted out from all the grain. It was actually a much better vibe to stay a nomad than to clock in at the wheat field every morning. We basically traded freedom for bread and back pain. Total logic glitch. Plus, one bad drought or locust swarm meant your whole village starved.
Fast forward to the 13th century. Number 3. The Mongol invasions. No mercy.
When Genghis Khan and the Mongols showed up, there was absolutely no talking your way out of it. They were faster than a DoorDash delivery during a promotion. If you saw a cloud of dust on the horizon, you had about 3 minutes to panic. Their horse archers were hitting targets from 300 yards away at a full gallop. They were literally deleting entire cities from the map before lunch. Public safety back then was based on 2 things. Either you could run like a pro athlete, or your aura was going straight to the graveyard right then and there. No VAR, no replay, just straight to the system format. The staggering result? Roughly 10% of the entire global population was completely wiped out.
Number 2, the Black Death, a biological wildfire.
In 1347, Europe got hit with the ultimate VAPO. The culprit was Yersinia pestis, an invisible enemy delivered by highly motivated fleas. Keep in mind, this was a population with absolutely zero concept of personal hygiene. It was a massive bug in the public health system that nobody knew how to patch. They just didn't know they needed to wash their hands and stop playing with rats. It was peak cringe hygiene leading to a total social crash. Catching this biological nightmare was a deadly lottery. A simple handshake, or just breathing shared medieval air, resulted in swollen lymph nodes, vomiting blood, and rapid death.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how fast it spread.
Imagine the despair of seeing your entire block go to the base because of a flea bite. A staggering 30% to 60% of Europe's entire population just vanished. Economies completely collapsed. And the medical response? Doctors wandering around in creepy bird masks filled with flowers because vibe-checking the plague with nice smells was considered top-tier medieval science. It was absolute devastation.
Finally, the absolute worst time in history to be born. Number 1. The Toba supervolcano, the ultimate bottleneck.
Around 74,000 years ago, the sun caught a massive loss. The Toba supervolcano exploded, launching 670 cubic miles of ash into the sky, enough to cover the entire United States. Imagine the sky going pitch black for 6 to 10 straight years. It's like that time the power goes out in your entire neighborhood, but there's no estimated time for repair, and it's raining volcanic ash instead of water. Global temperatures crashed by 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Plants withered, ecosystems collapsed, and the Earth turned into a frozen graveyard. If you think a 24-hour Wi-Fi outage is a logic glitch, imagine a decade-long blackout. Humanity almost got a literal blue screen of death.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this single number, 3,000. During this catastrophic volcanic winter, the entire global human population plummeted to an estimated 3,000 individuals. We were down to a skeleton crew. It was the ultimate stress test for the species. Every single person alive today likely descends from this incredibly tight genetic bottleneck. Imagine spending your life in freezing darkness, starving, knowing there were no crops, no animals, no sunlight, and no second chances.
So the crucial point is this: humanity is the most stubborn species in the universe. In 30 years, AI logs are going to laugh at us. They'll say they had antibiotics and instant food, but they got depressed because their feed didn't get enough likes. Compared to the Black Plague or Toba, your current problems look like a stand-up comedy routine. You're complaining on a full stomach while your ancestors were the true survival chads. You survived all of that just to get to today and argue in group chats. Your aura is built on a mountain of mammoth bones and the fact that you somehow outran the literal apocalypse multiple times.
We are wrapping this explainer up, but tell me, which of these brutal eras would make you quit in the first 5 minutes? Drop a comment below and share this with that one friend who complains about absolutely everything. Remember, you are a miracle, even if the logic is completely bugged. Logic glitch. Make sure to subscribe before natural selection kicks in, and I will see you in the next one, if the world doesn't end before then.